In this contemporary drawing, we see the aftermath of the 1567 explosion at Kirk Field. On the right lies Lord Darnley, husband to Mary, Queen of Scots. Moving left, crowds gather as secret placards denounce David Chalmers, a trusted judge, as a lead conspirator. Chalmers was no common outlaw. He was a senator of the College of Justice who enjoyed the Queen's absolute trust. This assassination highlights a specific shift in how the family operated. Rather than relying on traditional Highland warfare, this branch of the Chalmers lineage used their positions within the legal and royal administration to influence the fate of the monarchy itself. This administrative influence was built into the clan's very foundation at the barony of Gadgirth. Their power came from a single prestigious title, the Camerarius Regis. In the medieval court, the royal chamberlain functioned much like a modern combination of a presidential chief of staff and a corporate CFO. The Chamberlain managed the sovereign's private chambers and oversaw the exchequer, directly supervising how the crown's revenues were collected and dispersed. While a clan army could hold a valley, managing the state's finances and controlling access to the king provided a form of power that was far more difficult to dislodge. The name itself reflects this history. The Latin de camera, meaning of the chamber, morphed into the French de la chambre before the B was dropped to produce the Scots pronunciation, Chalmers. Modern Y-DNA testing of the lowland line shows a specific genetic signature, IFTF6289, which points back to an Anglo-Scandinavian elite that migrated into the British Isles. But the northeast branches of the family have an entirely different origin. These were Highlanders from Clan Cameron. According to tradition, a Cameron clansman in French military service translated his name to the Latin Camerarius. When this lineage returned to Scotland, they adopted the name Chalmers. This connection was so well recognized that during the Jacobite Rising of 1745, Chalmers was used as a secret code name for members of Clan Cameron. These separate histories eventually merged under a single identity, effectively combining the administrative reach of the lowland officers with the military tradition of the Highland septs. That military tradition extended to the battlefields of France. In 1419, John Chalmers of Gadgirth joined a Scottish force fighting in the 100 Years' War. For his bravery at the Battle of Verneuil, John was granted the right to bear the fleur-de-lis, the royal symbol of France, upon his family coat of arms. However, this growing influence had a darker side. In the 15th century, 7 Chalmers brothers reportedly murdered the Baron of Balgony to avenge an insult to their father. The crown responded by confiscating their estates and banishing them to France, where the family eventually established themselves as the Barons of Tartus. By the time the family reached this level of international influence, their willingness to use force outside the law led to their first major exile. Back in Scotland, David Chalmers, Lord Ormond, faced a similar collapse. After the assassination of Lord Darnley, his political standing disintegrated. He remained loyal to Mary, Queen of Scots, helping her escape from the isolation of her prison here at Lochleven Castle. But after their defeat at the Battle of Langside, Ormond was stripped of his titles by Parliament and forced into exile in Spain and France. Even his physical power base was erased. In the 1650s, Oliver Cromwell dismantled Ormond Castle and used its stone to build a citadel in Inverness. When the clan's insiders moved against the crown directly, the state responded by systematically dismantling their status and their strongholds. Today, Clan Chalmers is classified as an Armigerous clan, meaning they have no legally recognized chief. What remains is a shared heraldic symbol, a crest featuring the head and neck of a black lion. A black lion is very rare in European heraldry, leading some to theorize an ancient ancestral link to the Counts of Flanders. Whether these links are ancient or adopted, the family history is still visible. If you look into your own family's heraldry, you might find similar traces of hidden origins or forgotten exiles.